Good morning, everyone. This is Ellen Osmondson here. I'd like to welcome you to the Market Penetration Campaign pre-launch webinar. Thank you very much for taking the time to participate in this webinar. And it's been a long time putting it together, and with this webinar, I would like to actually get your input. I will first present the webinar contents and outlines to you and would like to get your input. Today, the webinar is going to last for about 45 minutes. There will be limited time for questions, but you're welcome to type in your questions on the bottom of your screen so that we know what questions you may have. For a more detailed discussion, that I would like to schedule a conference call with you after you have listened through this webinar and you have digested the program and the campaign, and if you have some other ideas and questions, we would like to discuss it in more details during the conference call. So that has been scheduled for tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock if it's not too early for you. I understand that a lot of you have appointments with your clients starting as early as 10 or 11, and you'll be busy throughout the rest of the day. So I scheduled this conference call at 9 o'clock. I hope it will work, and I will email the call-in information after the webinar. So now let us go into what we are talking about in terms of a Chinese market penetration campaign. And it is a fact that Chinese people locally, right here in the Bay Area and from foreign countries, and we're not just talking about from China, Chinese people from the Bay Area, from LA, from all over the United States, and also from China, from Singapore, from Hong Kong and Taiwan, they're all coming here to buy U.S. properties. And they're all paying cash for the purchases. And we all know that they're after good schools. And they buy properties for their own use or for investment. Some of them, actually, it's quite common that they will tell you that, oh, I want to buy a house, but I'm not quite ready to move over here yet. I would like to rent it out for a few years, and then in a few years, when I'm more ready, then I will come over here to live, but I want to buy a house now because the prices are low. So a lot of them have plans like that. And then some of them would like to get a green card or become citizens down the road, whenever it may be. However, a lot of these buyers from foreign countries, they may or may not speak English. You know, some of them will try to speak English with us, but the English ability is very limited because of the lack of practice. We know that. But most importantly, they do not understand the U.S. home buying process. And on the bottom of the slide here, when they do not understand the U.S. home buying process, and that's when we come in as bilingual professionals, speaking the language Chinese, and we also speak English very well, and we have our experience, we are knowledgeable, and we understand the rules and regulations, and you know, we may not understand the tax consequences, but we definitely will have a network to provide professionals who will be able to give them information and guidance in that direction. We at BHG Mason-McDuffie, we have 75 agents listed on WebTalk as speaking Chinese and English, of course. And we have the language and we have the knowledge, and all of you have a lot of experience out there in the field. Now, the question is, how do we capture, lead, and dominate the Chinese market? With the language, knowledge, and experience, there is just no reason why we should not do that. And that's why we have the Chinese market penetration campaign for Chinese bilingual agents here under the BHG Mason-McDuffie brand. And our plan right now is to put together a workshop, an all-day workshop that is targeted to the consumer audience. And the next slide will tell you, here's the plan, the all-day foreign investment workshop. It's a whole-day event that will be held at Hilton Hotel in San Francisco, the one that is right next to San Francisco Chinatown on Kearny. This all-day workshop, the lead speaker is Jin Chen, who is a very experienced and highly regarded EB5 attorney in the Bay Area. And she's going to speak about is EB5 investment immigration for you. So is EB5 investment immigration for you? Why do we have that as a presentation topic? It is because with all of the seminars, I've attended a lot of seminars about foreign investments and EB5 investment immigration. The question actually came up that EB5 investment immigration may not be the right thing to do for a lot of investors. You know, they may not necessarily want to get the visa or green card just because of the tax consequences. If they have the immigration status, green card, or whatever, then they may be taxed differently as compared to if they don't get the status. They can invest, they may invest in this country, and they may bring the families over, but then the investor himself would stay back in the country of origin. You know, but things like that we can hear directly from the attorney, the EB5 attorney. And we are not EB5 attorney, that we are not able to provide the consumers with information in this direction. The second part of this workshop is about international tax laws for foreign investors. We also have a very highly regarded tax attorney to speak on that. It is important for people to know before they put money in this country, and they need to know about their tax consequences. And we are very fortunate that in BHG we have a very good lending partner, which is Citibank. They have their international loan programs, and they have a very comprehensive international loan program, but they do not have a Mandarin-speaking person who can present this at this workshop. So they're working very hard to identify that person, and I am helping them to make that happen. So if you know of any Mandarin-speaking loan officers out there who have experience doing international loans, please let us know, that we will connect them with Citibank so that they will have a power speaker at our event as well. And this whole day workshop, because it is an all-day program from 8:30 all the way until the afternoon, and this is something that we will need to discuss as well, that we will include a lunch, and during lunchtime then we'll have a BHG Mason-McDuffie Expo. At the expo, then we will showcase all of our different offices, locations, and the Bay Area real estate features and hot listings and so on, so that the attending consumers will have a better idea of what kind of market that they would like to invest in, or where would they like to raise their families. And that is to help them understand the local market. And then in the afternoon, this is something to be discussed. My idea was to present the foreign investment topics in the morning, and then serve lunch, and then have them let them have some time to mingle with our BHG agents, understand the local market, and then I would like to detour or navigate their thinking into assuming that they are living in the United States right now. What are the latest architectural and material trends of luxurious homes in the United States? So when I discussed this with Kathy, and Kathy thought that, oh, maybe it's a little long for the program, and would that be necessary to have the latest architectural and material trends for luxurious home? Is this part of the workshop necessary? So this is something that I would like to get your input on. And so by 3:30, the program will adjourn. And please note that for some reason, there are 3 notes on the bottom. It's 1, 2, and 2, but it should be 1, 2, and 3. So EB5 attorney Jean Chen is our lead speaker. And this workshop is for consumers. And number 3 is the cost to register is $100, including lunch. Comments have come up saying that is $100 too much money? Will people really sign up for it? But my thinking is that if these people, they spend the money to speak with an attorney, even if they're speaking with a cheap attorney, we're talking about $300 an hour. We're talking about 2 heavy-duty attorneys that are professional and experienced in this area, and they can attend this seminar by paying $100, and that includes lunch. So would that be a price acceptable to consumers? And then how are we going to launch this? And with this workshop, how do we get involved as agents under the BHG brand? With this workshop, actually my vision is to build BHG Mason-McDuffie as the company that people will come to. Foreign investors or local investors with Chinese or Chinese bilingual home buyers, they will know that BHG is the brand that has the most experienced and most knowledgeable agents who have the knowledge and language to serve them. So let us look at the next slide. Well, this is a program. Now, I talked about that in BHG, we have 75 Chinese bilingual agents, but we only need 20 qualified agents to participate in this program. And agents participating in this program must speak Chinese. Or if you have a team, or if people have a team, then at least one of the team members will have to speak Chinese, and Mandarin is preferred. And some agents may have an assistant who speaks Mandarin, and that will be acceptable. Since this is a campaign and we have a lot of marketing expenses and marketing activities involved, so things are not free. So we came up with the price. I hope it is reasonable to you. The cost for each participating agent is $2,500 to buy into the program. The participants will be included in a full-page seminar ad in the Singtao Real Estate Guide, which is the most prominent newspaper that has a magazine dedicated to real estate advertisement. And there will also be bilingual ads in the local English real estate newspapers. So what it does is that when we have these ads out, in Singtao, we probably run it for 8 times before the actual event, the actual workshop date. So as you can see that, we are actually very tight in time to launch this program. In the local English newspaper, we may run it for fewer times. The reason for doing this is that then we will establish ourselves as, quote-unquote, the Chinese bilingual agents in the Bay Area. What it does is not only that we are putting our names and faces out there, and you will see in the ad that you will have your picture, your contact information, and the areas that you serve. Any leads that you generate from that ad will be directly yours. Not only that we'll have our name established in the Chinese community, we will also have our names established as the go-to agents when Mason-McDuffie, within the Mason-McDuffie network. In this area, we have more than 1,200 agents under the Mason-McDuffie, PhD Mason-McDuffie brand. So if we put our names out there, all of the agents, when they run into Chinese-speaking clients, but they don't speak the language, who will they go to? Instead of searching all over to find a Chinese-speaking agent, they will definitely come to these 20 agents first. And not only that, when we place our advertisement in the local English newspaper, the bigger real estate community will also know that in BHG there are 20 experienced Chinese bilingual agents who can help them, who they can send referrals to. So the referral opportunities are going to be tremendous through this Chinese market penetration campaign. Even though we started with thinking about how to capture the Chinese home buyers, but do not forget that over here in the Bay Area, there are a lot of Chinese home buyers too. So we are approaching it in multiple directions. And also, there's a cost and there will be commitments required, and we will have a contract, and in the contract we will lay out the programs and activities as required in the contract. What are the activities? So the activities and the requirements will include that when you receive a phone call from this ad, you will need to respond within 30 minutes to an hour maximum. Things like that, just like any relocation contracts that we have. Some of you work with relocation clients, then you understand that. And you will be required to be present at the seminar representing your office. And I would expect no more than 2 agents representing each office. The good news is, because you pay the $2,500 buy-in to the program, you may attend the seminar for free. You don't have to pay an extra $100. Okay, I hope this is a good deal for you. And what's coming up next that I'd like to talk about is very, very powerful. Within the $2,500 buy-in fee, it will also include the production of an agent's marketing video for referral purposes or for agent brokers from coast to coast. And I will talk a little bit more about how we're going to use this video and how powerful that it can be. Okay, the professional video, of course, is professionally done. I'm not going to bring my iPhone, iPad to create this video for you. It will be a 3-minute video in Chinese, and it will make it available on YouTube. And it was brought to my attention that YouTube and any Google-based online products are not that popular in China, and sometimes it may have difficulties for people to really get on these websites. So we will not limit our exposures just on YouTube, and we will also explore other video platforms. And Kathy has already identified a few platforms that are popular in other countries other than USA. And we will create a separate website to showcase all BHG Mason-McDuffie Chinese bilingual agents in the campaign. This website, we're going to title it, the title that I can think about is Chinese Bilingual Agents in the Bay Area. Chinese bilingual agents in the Bay Area. That will just make people easy to find us. And with Chinese bilingual agents in the Bay Area, that video, of course, that you can include it on your own website. You can use it on any of your marketing materials. But the most powerful thing of all is for people from all over the world to be able to find us if they just type in Chinese agents in the Bay Area. The reason why I thought about this was that throughout the last several months, as soon as I took on this title as the Director of Diversity, I've been checking on all of the local so-called mainstream real estate companies, the bigger ones, and I've been trying to look for Chinese-speaking agents in the Bay Area. There are very, very few of them show up as a company. In each company, one company I saw 2, one company I saw 3. But if we show up as BHG, Mason-McDuffie Chinese bilingual agents, and we have 20 of us, and we have different areas, different cities that they can find us, then we become the mainstream real estate company that has Chinese bilingual agents that serves consumers in all different areas. And another powerful thing is that we will mail these CDs to big real estate companies in Asia. Like I said, even though the idea all started with the Chinese market, Chinese home buyers buying U.S. properties, they come from China, even though we started with that thinking. But don't forget that in Asia, there are so many countries also speak Chinese. Will they prefer to work with Chinese agents when they come here to buy real estate? You bet you they will. And we will send these CDs to big real estate companies to introduce us. It may be a little snail mail and maybe not as fast as just shoot them a link, but the presentation and the way that we establish a relationship with these big real estate companies in China, Century 21, in Hong Kong is Centerline and a few other big ones, and in Singapore and in Malaysia. And, there are just so many people wanting to come here to buy properties in the United States, especially in the Bay Area. I must also mention Taiwan as well. So consumers from all over the world know that we are here. And also consumers and agents, brokers all over this country, they know that we are here to serve the referral clients and just consumers, home buyers in general. Then we will be found by home buyers from China as well as agents, that's what we covered just now, from looking for Chinese-speaking agents for referral or agents, brokers from coast to coast, looking for bilingual Chinese agents. So I'm going to stop for a little bit here, and because with all of this information, then if we want this campaign to be successful, we will need your commitment by February 6th. It may be a very, very short time, but I hope that you will take this very seriously, and we will actually need the following materials from you immediately. We need your picture, your contact information, and the areas that you serve. And before we start the questions, I want to go back to talk about the 2,500, because some people during my conversation with some agents who may or may not be participating here today, that the feedback was 2,500 is a lot of money. But is it really a lot of money? For people who have advertised in any print media, it is easy to cost you $5,000–$6,000 a year, and you may or may not get the result. And advertising in the Singtel Real Estate Guide, I've seen some of you who have done that. For a quarter-page advertisement in that magazine, it will cost you $6,500 a year. And again, then you're only advertising yourself without the background support of a name brand company. And not only that, and there are times that people don't put in any investment, like if you sign up as a relocation agent. What happens is that you don't put investment up front. But if you get a relocation referral, then you will be taken away 30% off the top before you start doing anything. And then if you have a $1 million buyer, then you may be, originally you may be getting $30,000 in your commission, but 35% got taken off the top and you will be capped at your split of 65%. So at the end of the transaction, your net commission would probably be only 35% of your gross commission. So with that you're losing more than you gain. So that's why I put together this program by encouraging participating agents to pay $2,500 and you get your full commission, your own lead, and you have the control of your time, even though you still need to follow some of the rules of the game, so to speak. So at this time, I don't know if any of you have any questions, and you're welcome to type in your questions on the bottom of the screen. No questions? So do you prefer to have a conversation kind of questions for the webinar? Okay. Okay, time and place of the workshop. Thank you, Richard. Time and place of the workshop. The workshop will go from 8:30. As proposed, it will end at 3:30. The date will be a Saturday, Saturday, April 27th. Saturday, April 27th. It will still be springtime, but it will be after the tax season. I know 2 to 3 weeks before tax deadline, nobody will do anything. Nobody will even read anything other than the tax documents. Won't you agree? Thank you, Richard. Any other questions? Place will be at Hilton Hotel. Hilton Hotel on Kearney, which is directly across from San Francisco Chinatown. What other things that BHG will do beside the ads? The advertisement will be the most important thing. And of course, because it is the first time that any company, mainstream or otherwise, have launched this kind of campaign, we will have PR, we'll have press releases, and if needed, I'll go on radio shows, I'll go on TV, try to get the media to come to us. And so we'll make a lot of noises out there. So that was Sancha's question. Thank you, Sancha. Lilian asked, what if I only speak Cantonese well, Mandarin not too well? Seems like a disadvantage. It may sound like a disadvantage, but there is a class where you can learn some Mandarin if you're interested. On February 20th, there is a class in Oakland called Mandarin in Minutes. I can also send you the information. That class is catered for real estate professionals and is taught by a retired World Journal reporter. I'll send you more information, Lillian. Shancha said, can you mention some more important points of the contract? The contract basically is about meeting the deadlines and submitting the information in time, on time, and also your response time, and it needs to be logged about when you get a lead, then because we need to track how successful this program is. So just basic things. And you will also be required to put together a database of your Chinese bilingual clients. The database would be 50 people. I think a lot of you can do that. You know, if you are brand new in the business, you don't have a lot of experience, and your customer base is not that big, you can start with your friends and family, 50 people. Can you mention some more important points? Okay, so that's what I mentioned. Okay, thank you, Shancha. 2,500 is a lot of money. Shouldn't the office broker share a portion of it? Well, then it will be up to you to negotiate with your broker. But this is all your income. This is all your income. Like I explained earlier, if you don't want to put in your investment, you will lose a little bit more in the back end when you close the transaction. Because if the company put in money, nobody, there's no free lunch. I don't believe in free lunches. And if you don't want to participate, or you don't want to pay the 2,500 if the company happens to really work very hard to generate a lot of leads, and if you get the leads from the company, it will be treated like a relocation referral. 35% taken off the top regardless. If I have a team, can the cost be per team? Yes. If you have a team, only one person can participate in the ad. So I will not advertise you as the team. Does it make sense? Because when they call, they need to have a point person to answer the phone. Maybe 2,500 by installment, like the E&O plan. We can discuss that, but the installment will have to be ended before the workshop launches. Yeah. It will not be a long installment. You will not have 10 payments. You have to pay upfront because by putting on the workshop, there's a lot of cost. We got the quote from the hotel. The cost to put on this event would be 18,000. So once again, I don't believe in free lunches. By installment, maybe we can consider splitting it into 2 payments, but everything will have to be paid up before the launch of the program. One-time cost, or is there term limit? This is an introductory program. The program will last for about 6 months. And because everybody's gain from this campaign will be different, then after 6 months, we will review. Since some of you have already indicated about the interest in getting on radio shows, and some of them would like to get on TV, everybody's interests and strengths are different, and experience. And if you're more interested in getting yourself seen in front of a TV screen, then you may want to do something with TV ads or commercials, or maybe some of you will be more interested in doing online workshops and so on. Then we can review the situation and review our success after the 6 months, and then we can divide the participants into different groups and make it more interesting for you. But there will be other costs. Nothing is free. That's my philosophy. Okay. Any other question? To clarify, the ad campaign would be 6 months. it's not the ad campaign, it is the Chinese market penetration campaign. In the Chinese market penetration campaign, we will have, ideally, if we get all the information and materials, pictures, contact information from you early, then we will have 8 weeks of advertisements in the Chinese real estate magazine. And we will have at least 2 advertisements in the English real estate newspapers. And then we'll have this workshop. And then you will have the opportunity to meet with your next buyers at the workshop. And also, in order to activate your database, I would actually suggest everyone to activate the database. By that, I don't mean for you to just turn on the screen and they will be activated. By that, I mean that if you have buyers or sellers from the past that they may be speaking fluent English with you, but you know that they speak Chinese too, I would suggest for you to give them a call and let them know that this is what your company is doing, and wonder if they have any contacts who are thinking of buying properties here, whether they are locally or they are from other countries. But I suggest for all of you to give all of your past clients a call to introduce to them this program and let them know about the workshop. If they're interested to attend, they're welcome to attend. This is not limited to home buyers from China. Okay? And the more people you call from your database, the more likely you will establish yourself as the elite in that market quickly. Any other questions? Okay. So at this time, if there's no other questions, then I would like to invite all of you to a Chinese end of the year luncheon with Aircraft Chow. This luncheon is free. There's no free lunch. Oh, there's a free lunch. There is a free lunch. Ed was so nice that I just mentioned to him that if we are working in the Chinese market, we need to follow the Chinese culture, and it is the tradition that companies will treat their employees to an end of the year dinner, but because of the nature of our business, then I think end of the year luncheon would be appropriate. And he was so nice, he graciously said, yes, I will be happy to host it. So on behalf of Aircraft Chow, I would like to invite all of you to the Chinese end of the year luncheon. 我们吃年夜饭, right? So I'm sure you know that Chinese New Year is approaching very shortly on February 10th, and it is the year of the snake. Snakes are supple, flexible, resourceful, and right here, I wish all of you a great year of the snake, but I'm sure and I hope that I will see you all on February 7th. The restaurant that we're going to have our end of the year luncheon is Peony Restaurant in Oakland, Chinatown. I'm sure many of you know the place. So hope to see you there. If you have questions, you can still send me questions, or you send me an email. My email address is right there on the screen. And please send me an email. Please send me an email for RSVP, and send me an email with other questions. You know, sometimes at webinars like this, people's questions are all different. And if you have your personal questions, personal concerns, or you have done something similar in the past, then I would love to get your input. I want this to be our campaign. It is not a campaign that I roll out and you follow. This is going to be our campaign. I will definitely participate, because I can see the benefit of it. And if you know anybody in your office who might be a good fit for this campaign, please let them know. All we need will be 20 agents. And when we reach the number, we will not be able to accept anybody anymore. We're not going to increase the number. So I hope you will take the opportunity and be a part of this campaign. I hope you will be very successful. And for other discussions, don't forget that we are going to have a conference call tomorrow at 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, get up bright and early, get your coffee ready, and we'll be talking at 9 o'clock. And I will send you an email with the conference call dial-in information. With that, I thank you very much for your time. I hope you get a lot of information. I hope you will spend some time to think it over. And I look forward to having our conference call tomorrow. And if somebody you know who might be interested in this campaign but was unable to participate or attend this webinar, please let them know to call in to the conference call too tomorrow. Okay? And I will email you the PowerPoint information that I've shown you today. And it was also recorded. I see how the recording quality turns out, and I might also email you the recorded webinar so that we can all share this information. And we will make NPHG Mason-McDuffie the company with the most elite in the Chinese bilingual market, serving all Chinese-speaking clients. Thank you very much for your participation.